are behind bars tonight after a high-speed chase on the Central Coast that required assistance from Pol Air. The chase began on Ocean Beach Road at Umina yesterday afternoon when a reportedly stolen red hatchback failed to stop. Officers deployed road spikes and alleged 3 women were seen fleeing from the car on Brisbane Water Drive. 2 women aged 39 and 25 were charged and refused bail at Gosford Local Court today. They're set to reappear in court later this month. A woman is in hospital following a serious single-vehicle rollover on Woy Woy Road at Woy Woy Bay this morning. Emergency services were called to the scene just after 10, where police found a car turned upside down and had crashed into the embankment. The driver, a 34-year-old woman, was treated at the scene for leg and chest injuries before being airlifted to John Hunter Hospital, where she remains in a stable condition.
We're being told delays on the New England Highway at Taro will continue for at least 4 weeks as work is carried out to fix the rail bridge. But as motorists are encouraged to switch to public transport, rail passengers are now calling for extra carriages as trains overflow with commuters.
A little over a week since Taro went from pinch point to logjam, commuters have had enough.
Yeah, I'm just exhausted.
With the New England Highway reduced to a single lane over and near the rail bridge, this has become the new norm between Hexham and John Renshaw Drive, the delays driving people onto public transport.
The trains are pretty busy, pretty packed now.
There's millions of people everywhere. Like, it's standing room from Maitland all the way through to Newcastle.
Additional stops have been added at High Street, East Maitland, Taro, Hexham and Sandgate during peak hours in an effort to ease traffic on the highway and provide more options for commuters. But passengers say train carriages are full to overflowing.
I get on obviously at the first stop coming home, but by the second stop on the way home, people are standing.
I think we could definitely benefit from a couple of extra carriages during the peak services.
Transport for New South Wales today told NBN News patronage on the Hunter line has increased significantly and it's looking at options to deploy extra services. But what it can't say is exactly how long the highway lane closures will remain in place and if they'll continue past the flagged 4-week mark. Transport is currently finalising design and work schedules for the Taro rail bridge repairs, but says they're complex in nature and require careful coordination. Jack Howard, NBN News.
Central Coast commuters have swapped horsepower for pedal power this morning as Ride to Work Day events get underway across the country. The Health District encouraging locals to make the change more often.
Swapping main roads for the bike lane.
Yeah, today's National Ride to Work Day, probably the biggest commuting Ride to Work Day in the country for the year.
The Central Coast Local Health District encouraging the region's commuters to keep the car keys at home for benefits that go beyond saving on petrol. More than half of Australians don't meet physical activity guidelines.
It's a great way to get physical activity in a day. Great for slowing things down, people enjoying the community and each other. Certainly, it's great for the environment from a sustainability point of view.
More than 80,000 Central Coast residents drive to work, with a local traffic committee advising council monthly on ways to improve congestion, gathering outside Gosford Hospital for a coffee and a catch-up before riding to work. The advice for those hesitant to strap on their helmets: find a partner or a group to ride with. And the Central Coast Bicycle User Group says it's always welcoming new members.
Start maybe with shared paths around your local area, build back up to a reasonable distance, and then come and join us for a ride.
If you have learnt to ride a bike as a kid, the old saying, it's like riding a bike is true. You'll be able to do it again.
Amber Griffin, NBN News.
A new chapter is on the horizon for a mid-north coast tourist attraction, Dolphin Marine Conservation Park, undergoing a major restructure to become a not-for-profit, while also taking on a new name, ensuring a future for more than 40 staff and 50 marine animals.
Tigger Cross has worked at the park since she was 15 years old. Naturally, it was a no-brainer to do everything she could to save it.
Tig joked around at the very beginning of administration that she wanted to buy the park, and of course we all thought it was a complete joke.
Working hard over the past 2 months to make it happen. The staff's dedication and community support driving factors.
I think that's probably one of the reasons that she's ended up losing her voice, is that she's been out chatting with everybody.
The move ensures the 50 marine animals still have a home, including Ozzy, who was 165 kilos lighter when the pair first met, and they've bonded over the past 15 years.
Ozzy, are you excited that Tigger's taken over?
While many others have been at the park their whole lives.
It would be absolutely wrong to release them, so that can't be done. New South Wales has some of the strictest regulations around animal welfare in the world.
Dolphin Marine Conservation Park went into voluntary administration in August. Nearly $100,000 was fundraised, which will be spent on the animals as intended. As part of its new start, the park's moving to a not-for-profit but maintaining its heavy focus on rescue and rehabilitation.
Also, we want to be focusing even more heavily on the educational aspect, making sure we're inspiring the minds of the next generations as well.
All under a new name, the Coffs Coast Wildlife Sanctuary.
Well, all animals need help, not just marine life. So why not create a sanctuary for all of them?
The handover to Tigger and her family will take place next week. Britt Ramsey, NBN News.
Locally, those onshore winds were consistent southeasterlies all day, and therefore temperatures only maxed out at around 21. Enjoy this little cool window. We're in the Goldilocks period where things are just right, because after a cool start, things are going to get very hot again across the weekend.